Hey everyone, welcome back to In a Pinch with Hitsuzen. I'm Hitsuzen from snuffhouse.com. All names have been changed to protect the innocent. Today we are talking about Viking Brown. A lot of controversy out there over the Viking line. For one, a lot of people believe that both Viking and snuff store brands are made by Samuel Goff. They base that on the tins they come in, which are identical to Samuel Goff tins. They base that on the grinds of them, which is very similar to Samuel Goff grinds. They base that on a lot of Viking and snuff store flavors, scents, vitolas, strongly resembling, if not being identical to, a number of Samuel Goffs. I don't know. Hey everyone, welcome back to In a Pinch with Hitsuzen. I'm Hitsuzen from snuffhouse.com. All names have been changed to protect the innocent. Today we are talking about Viking Brown. A lot of controversy out there over the Viking line. For one, a lot of people believe that both Viking and snuff store brands are made by Samuel Goff. They base that on the tins they come in, which are identical to Samuel Goff tins. They base that on the grinds of them, which is very similar to Samuel Goff grinds. They base that on a lot of Viking and snuff store flavors, scents, vitolas, strongly resembling, if not being identical to, a number of Samuel Goffs. I don't know. I'm gonna try to be as objective as I can and just take them for what they are. Within the Viking line, Viking Brown might be the most controversial. A lot of people think that Viking Brown. Alright, so people think that the Viking Dark is basically Samuel Goff's Black Ripé, dried out and ground down, ground to a fine grind. I disagree with that, but that'll be a future video. Anyways, people go further to say that that Viking Brown is just a combination of Viking Dark and Viking Blonde. I also disagree with that. I will at some point do a Viking Blonde review. What I'll tell you right now is that what I know of Viking Blonde is a strong barnyardy scent, and I don't get that at all with Viking Brown. Alright, let's talk about the grind and the color first. So if I can do this without spilling it and get the camera to focus. Alright, so Viking Brown is a dark brown and a if I could get it to focus better, you'd see. There we go. We had it, we lost it. So it's a darker brown with some white flecks in it, and not yellow flecks, which Viking Blonde is a very yellow color, but lighter colored flecks, and a relatively coarse grind. I call it medium coarse, and quite moist. People have compared this to Samuel Goff's Kendall Brown. I haven't tried that yet. It's in the order that I just placed with Mr. Snuff, so I'll have it sometime in the next week and a half to compare. What I do have that I enjoy tremendously is Goff Hogarth Kendall Brown. This was the first GH snuff that I really enjoyed. One of their other snuffs is actually my least favorite snuff in the world, and I'm not gonna slam that snuff. I got into trouble for doing that on Snuff House, but that one was horrible enough to me that it was a long time before I tried any other Goff and Hogarth snuff. But the Kendall Brown, I enjoy immensely, and if you guys want, if you request it, I'll do a review of this. Maybe back-to-back reviews of this and the Samuel Goff Kendall Brown original that I just ordered. For one thing, so you saw the color of the Viking Brown, and this is assuming that Goff Hogarth Kendall Brown and Samuel Goff Kendall Brown original are relatively similar. The Kendall you can see is, you might not be able to see. It's a lot darker. The Goth Hogarth Kendall Brown is almost black. Scent-wise, people talk about picking up a citrus note in the Viking Brown, similar to the citrus note they pick up in a Kendall Brown. And in the Kendall Brown that I have, and again, this is Goth Hogarth, this isn't Samuel Goth's, but there is a slight citrusy smell to it. Not like fruity, but there's like, I don't know if I call it bergamot either, but maybe like a zest of something. Back the camera up a little bit. Oh, the camera being that close makes me nervous. With the Viking Brown though, I get none of those notes. Personally, I get smoke. The first thing I get out of it on the tin note is just smoke. I'll go ahead and take a pinch because this actually does a lot more in the nose than it does in the tin. This one, this is the kind of snuff that I would be inclined to use a snuff spoon with, generally speaking, because it clumps a lot in your fingers when you go to take a pinch, so it's kind of hard to do, you know, split a pinch between two nostrils, because what you'll end up with is a little dusting in one nostril and then like the whole thing flying up another nostril, which you don't want with this stuff. So I would be inclined to use a snuff spoon, except that it benefits so much from warming it that what I end up doing is actually just taking a separate small pinch for each nostril, so that's what I'm going to do. Kind of pinch the nostril a little bit. This stuff is heavy. Alright. Like me? Yeah. Alright, so off the bat there is a burn. It's a dull burn, but it actually lasts for a little while, and it's all in here. And again, it's a dull burn. It's not like the burn that you get off a toast or like an Indian, or, you know, it's nowhere near that bad. It's just a little more persistent than it is with most snuffs. I feel like the camera's kind of sideways. So is he. Alright, in the nose, I get smoke, I get leather, I get freshly laid asphalt. I'm not sure if that's what Uncle Sminty refers to when he says tarmacky. That's always kind of what I picture he's talking about. But yeah, to me it's like freshly laid asphalt and leather and smoke, and it's the kind of smoke that you would get like driving down the street and someone's burning leaves. It's really nice. It's warming. It's soothing. This stuff is very satisfying, and it'll satisfy you for a while. The scent lingers for ages. It's what time is it? It's not even noon yet, and I know from past experience, there will be occasions, even going into the evening, where all of a sudden I'll get a whiff of this again out of nowhere. But it's really good. One of my favorite olfactory combinations, and I found this out when I got my first tin of this. I think this is like the 5th or 6th can of this stuff I've gone through now. I'm halfway through this one. When I got my first tin, I got up one morning and I was having a hard time waking up, and I'll go ahead and talk about the nicotine again. I needed a lot of nicotine. I hadn't slept much. I got up, I took a shower, I got out and I shaved, and I took a pinch of Viking Brown, and then I put on my aftershave, which was English leather. And the combination of English leather and Viking Brown was just, I don't want to sound discriminatory, but it was just manly. There was a really manly scent that occurred in my nose when I put on English leather aftershave, and it combined with the Viking Brown, and To this day, that's one of my favorite olfactory combinations. The stuff is really good. The whole Viking line. Well, I can't say that because I haven't tried all of them, but Viking Blonde, Viking Brown, and Viking Dark are all really good, and people are pretty split up on which one's the best. Everyone kind of has their preferences. I think the majority of people prefer Viking Dark out of the three. I personally prefer Viking Brown, and I'm gonna tell you why. I am gonna make a comparison here. I wanted to try Rapace, so I ordered 2 Samuel Goff Rapace. I ordered Samuel Goff Black Rapé, and I ordered Samuel Goff Scotch Black. I loved the scent that was in my nose when I took both of them. Between the two, and I have not tried London Brown, but between the Scotch Black and the Black Rapé, I preferred the Scotch Black because it was just a little smokier, a little richer. What I didn't like about it, and why I was never able to get into Rapés, was because it was so heavy and hard to get in the nose. And once it was in the nose, it didn't want to stay there, and I had to keep sniffing back to keep it from running down my face. And when I did sniff it back, I would get these beads of salty tobacco in the back of my throat. So the scent I enjoyed immensely, but I could not get into the texture of it personally. But what Viking Brown is to me is a Scotch Black that's easier to take. To me, this is and this is where I can jive with the comparisons, and it's a comparison that people make with Viking Dark, and I would agree more on the Viking Brown if I were going to say that this was Samuel Goff reissue. I would say the Viking Brown is Samuel Goff Scotch Black, ground finer and dried out some, because the scent is identical to me. Is easier to take, less salty. I'll say that, less salty. The fermenty smell is still there, but it's less salty, because if you guys have tried Scotch Black or Black Rapé, you know it's very briny, very salty. So take that away, make it easier to take, and that's pretty much what we got with Viking Brown. I love it. It's one of the naturals that I come back to time and time again as an all day. Although, like I said, it's fairly high on the nicotine, so I try not to stick with it too many days in a row as an all day, but I easily could. It's really good stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you found it informative, and I hope you're having a great week. God bless. Salud.